What's going on, guys? Charity here, bringing you the second practice match I had for the All-Star Invitational tournament that's coming up. So this one is against Slyroh. Because I 6-0'd Layson, there were 6 of us involved in it. We had 3 people to play like a semi-final kind of match, and I went straight to the inverted commas final because I had the highest differential. In any case, Slyroh won his way through, and we'll be playing him. So he's got, as you can see on the screen, Amoonguss, Chandelure, Starmie, Uxie, Megalopony, and Raikou. So I decided to bring a wall-breaking Mega Pinsir. This time I thought it's probably not going to be able to get the sweep. I'm expecting Scarf, Chandelure, and things like Fake Out plus Return from Megalopony, although Quick Attack kind of wrecks it. And potentially Raikou can take a couple of hits. But I've got Return, Quick Attack, EQ, and Knockoff. I could probably actually sweep his team late game with that, looking back on it, because Return takes out Amoonguss, Knockoff Rex, Chandelure, Starmie, and Uxie. Quick Attack will do a chunk to Megalopony, and EQ will hurt Raikou. So I can probably actually sweep the Mega Pinsir. I'm just leaving it in the back. It's probably my win condition this game. It can just tear through his team like it can most teams, so I'm going to save that. Then I've got, again, an interesting Goodra, which is Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Dragon Tail. So Slyroh doesn't have a Fairy type, and I'm going to take full advantage of that. Now I'm going to be hazard shuffling his team around. He does have a couple of things, well, Chandelure mainly, that's weak to rocks, and he has only 1 ground immunity, so I'm going to bring rocks and spikes and try and just wear him down, set up. There are a lot of things on his team that I can set up on with Goodra, namely Uxie, Starmie, Chandelure, Raikou, and Amoonguss, so everything except Megalopony, and once I get to about +2, Megalopony's not doing much either. So yeah, Goodra is also a good chance to sleep. Really, I have the team matchup so much in my favor here, it's not even funny. Goodra is max specially defensive, max HP, which is why I'm saying it can set up on things like Raikou. Even if it's a Specs Raikou with Hidden Power Ice, that does not much to Goodra. Like, I think it's a guaranteed 3-hit KO. If he gets a crit, it might 2-hit KO, but like, that's just ridiculous bulk. I then have Hazard stacking Skarmory. I was considering going with a Custap lead, just Sturdy, Custap Berry, Stealth Rock, Spikes, Brave Bird, or I don't think it gets Explosion, just, yeah, Brave Bird and maybe Roost or something. But decided I wanted to keep it around a little bit longer in case he does have that Starmie that can spin on a couple of things. So I wanted to keep it around so I could set up hazards later game as well. And it is also a decent switch into Megalopony, and the Rocky Helmet's going to be nice. So what I'm carrying is Stealth Rock and Spikes. Like I said, I want both hazards. Then Roost and Counter. I don't really need Defog at all. His only Stealth Rocker is Uxie. I'm not that weak to rocks, apart from Mega Pinsir. And like I said, Mega Pinsir is probably only going to come in when it can win the game for me, so I'm not worried about switching it in repeatedly. And so I went, yeah, I didn't want to bother with Defog. I wanted both hazards. I wanted recovery. I wanted that counter in case Megalopony hits a high jump kick, does a decent amount. I can potentially take it out that way. And then have the exact same Grand Ball as last time. Physically defensive, Intimidate, with Thunder Wave, Heal Bell, Play Rough, and Earthquake. Again, that's pretty good coverage for his team. Can't really touch Amoonguss. Can't really do much to a lot of Uxie, for example. But can hit the rest of his team reasonably hard and just paralyze a lot of things apart from that Raikou. My main switch into Megalopony. After an Intimidate, Lopunny, I think the max amount it can do with the return is like 25%, which is just ridiculous, and Play Rough close to Oko's, so Grand Ball's a pretty good Megalopony check. Who knew, hey? I was considering bringing Toxic Orb Quick Feet Grand Ball, because like I said, with Knockoff as well, it would put in a lot of work against his team, but decided against it because Knockoff does not do much to Uxie. I could also run Crunch, but it just wasn't doing quite enough. I had to run Jolly to outspeed Megalopony, and he could just fake me out, and then with the toxic damage that would be racking up, Amoonguss can still eat up pretty much any hit I don't want to go for, so I decided I just run fairly standard one, use it as a switch into Mega Lopunny because I do need one of those, and that would be that. Then I'm bringing Choice Scarfed, no speed investment Jolteon, because I'm expecting him to bring Scarf Chandelure to try and deal with Superior, because he just saw it sweep Layson. And if I run Choice Scarf with no speed investment, I will outspeed everything on his team that isn't like... Jolteon is the fastest thing on the field, naturally. I could run a little bit of speed investment in case he's running Scarf Raikou, for example, but I'm expecting that to be maybe AV, and I don't think he's going to Scarf Starmie because he needs it to spin, and you don't want to be locking yourself into Rapid Spin. And obviously Mega Lopunny can't be Scarfed, so that's Jolteon. I've got Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, and Hidden Power Ground. So Shadow Ball is for Chandelure, for Starmie, for Uxie. Hidden Power Ground hits the Raikou, obviously, and then just everything else I just Volt Switch. He doesn't have an electric immunity, so I'm just going to Volt Switch on everything. It is modest, so I can get off some decent hits on things. Like, obviously, Amoonguss doesn't take much damage from any of those moves, but I have other things to do with Amoonguss. It's, like I said, it's set up for the Fagudra unless it carries Clear Smog, so I can just Volt Switch out of there, hit it up with some things later. Lastly, I have Superior, which is a completely wall-breaking one this time. It's just Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, try and get some HP back, Dragon Pulse, and Hidden Power Ground. So again, I'm not running anything from Amoonguss, but honestly, it doesn't scare me. So I could have put HP Flying on there to hit things like Lopunny and Amoonguss, but I decided HP Ground was better. And I'm actually carrying the Ochre Berry, which is the Fire Weakening Berry, with the idea that if he brings Scarf Chandelure, it will outspeed me. He'll go for a Fire Blast. It won't kill. Even if I'm at like half, it won't kill, I don't think, because of the Ochre Berry. And then I can hit it back with the HP Ground and take out Chandelure. So that's how I see that going down. I can pretty much Leaf Storm the rest of his team. Obviously, Amoonguss can eat up Leaf Storms, but for some reason I just didn't really prepare for Amoonguss at all. Probably just because if I take out things like the Chandelure, if I weaken the Raikou, then Mega Pinsir can come in. It doesn't give two shits about Amoonguss. So, I'm looking at his team. I think he's either going to lead Lopunny or Raikou, or maybe Uxie. And I want to try and get my hazards up as quickly as possible, just apply a lot of pressure to his team. So I was thinking leading Skarmory, but I thought that might be too obvious with the Raikou. So I was thinking, but I don't really have anything else that wants to lead against a Raikou. So what I ended up deciding to do was just go with go with Skarmory, and if he decides to lead Raikou, that's fine. I have two pretty good switch-ins with Goodra, actually three pretty good switch-ins, Goodra, Jolteon, and Superior. So that's what I ended up doing. He leads with Uxie, and out comes my Skarmory, and I'm like, alright, we'll just trade rocks here, except he goes for knockoff. He takes the Rocky Helmet damage, knocks off my Rocky Helmet, but I just get rocks up. And I decided to just go full on hazard stack, I don't really care what comes in, and go for spikes. Now, I'm expecting this Amoonguss to carry HP Fire. It's actually not it is a 3-hit KO on Skarmory, but only just, but I decided to go into Goodra here, because like I said, I want to try and scout for the Clear Smog. So I'm going to start setting up curses. I've got 2 layers of hazards up, and I can start putting some real pressure on your team. And he goes for Toxic, and I'm like, oh, you are not prepared. You've got Hidden Power, Fire, Toxic, probably Dual Stab. You might have Clear Smog, but I'm just going to keep going for it. If you do Clear Smog me, I will just rest up. But no, he shows a Sludge Bomb. And so that Toxic damage is racking up, but I'm just going to set up all day with Goodra right now. He brings in the Chandelure, which takes a lot of hazards damage as I go for another Curse. And I think here I opt to just rest up because I'm not sure what Chandelure is going to do to me. I might be carrying HP Ice, that doesn't do much, but then he reveals Clear Smog on Chandelure. So I do rest up, get all of my HP back, and like I said, I expected this thing to be Scarfed. It does switch out here, go into the Starmie to try and get rid of my rocks. I think I just go for Sleep Talk again. Sleep Talk here because I was expecting him to switch out. I do get Curse, which is a little bit unfortunate. If I could have gotten Dragon Tail, that would have been perfect, but you know, Curse is better than rest, I guess. I switch out here into Jolteon, expecting the Rapid Spin, which is what he goes for, and I see the Life Orb, which is perfect because it means that Starmie were getting worn down pretty quickly. I just go for Volt Switch. I knew Raikou was coming in, but you know, no reason not to Volt Switch there, it would take out Starmie, and I bring in Superior. So Leaf Storm after the boost will 2-hit KO, and HP Ice won't take me out. So I'm happy just clicking Leaf Storm twice, getting rid of Raikou, and then I'm expecting Chandelure to come in here, or Lopunny. And he brings in Lopunny, and I decided to switch out into Granbull, to Skarmory, sorry. I thought I went out to Granbull there. And he goes for the Fake Out, and that does not much, because I am a Skarmory, and I'm just going to start getting my hazards up again. So I go for Rocks first, I believe, because that really hurts the Chandelure. And then I just set up Layer of Spikes, because like I said, HP Fire is not doing anything, and he actually goes for Toxic, which is fantastic because it allows me to get up another Layer of Spikes. It goes for HP Fire, and as you guys see, it does 35%. I can just roost off all that damage. So I go into Goodra here because I see this as a good opportunity to start setting up again, or at least to burn another sleep turn. So he's probably going to bring in Starmie, try and spin those rocks away again. It actually brings in Lopunny. And obviously if I don't get Curse here, I can't stay in. Even if I do get Curse, I probably can't stay in. And I get the Sleep Talk Rest. I'm like, oh well, at least next time I'll wake up. So I just switch out into, this is when I go into Granbull, because this thing just walls the hell and Mega Lopunny. I mean, look at that damage. That's a Mega fucking Lopunny going for Ice Punch, and it does nothing. So he just switches out into Amoonguss. I decided to just go for the T-Wave because he doesn't have that Raikou anymore, and anything on his team paralyzed is nice. So you get Leftovers, Black Sludge, whatever, and I just switch out back into Goodra because this thing can't touch me. He goes for HP Fire, and again, it does less than lefties. Like, HP Fire Amoonguss is just not putting in work this game. He gets paralyzed. I just go for Dragon Tail because I was expecting him to switch. Because obviously that thing is set up for it, and I Dragon Tail him out into Starmie, which is a bit unfortunate, because he can just spin rocks away again, but I make the same play I did last time, expect Rapid Spin, go into Jolteon, and now this thing is pretty much useless, so I just Volt Switch, he lets Starmie go, and I think I bring out Skarmory. The reason I brought out Skarmory is because it will bait out the Chandelure, and I have switch-ins for Chandelure, namely Goodra, and if it locks itself into a Fire-type move, then it can't Clear Smog me, so I can start setting up. And if he gets the burn, I have Rest, so I'm not really worried. And anything else he led with, well, Skarmory could just set up hazards, it could roost up on the Lopunny, all sorts. So I just go for Dragon Tail, expecting him to bring out something like Mega Lopunny, and he brings out and that drags him out into Uxie. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm just going to start setting up on this Uxie then. Goes for Knockoff, gets rid of my lefties, which doesn't really matter. I can rest off any damage anyway. Lefties is nice, but he brings out Lopunny, and I set up another Curse, and now at +2 defense, I don't think this Lopunny can really hurt me, so I'm just going to keep setting up on it. He goes for Drain Punch, and I'm like, I don't really care, if I can get the +6 attack, it doesn't matter how much health you have. I go for Dragon Tail, and that does way more damage, and Dragon Tail's out into Amoonguss, and because this is paralyzed, I can just Curse in its face. I don't give a shit what Amoonguss does. He goes for Toxic. I think he's trying to force me to rest here so he can bring in Chandelure and Clear Smog. He brings in Lopunny again, and I do go for Rest. I have no reason not to. I'm at +3. I can eat up anything from this thing right now. Drain Punch comes in, does a decent amount. I go for Sleep Talk. I think I get Curse. Yeah, so I get another Curse. I'm just setting up on him right now. It doesn't really matter what I get with the next Sleep Talk. He won't be damaging me too much. Goes for Ice Punch. I Sleep Talk, and I get another Curse. So now nothing on his team can touch me. The only thing is Clear Smog from Chandelure. Drain Punch doesn't do much. I just go for Dragon Tail here because nothing on his team can do 38% to a Goodra. Crit did not matter there. He goes into Chandelure, and I'm like, alright, he's probably just going to Clear Smog, but I will just rest up. He goes for Shadow Ball. Doesn't take me out because Goodra is bulky as all hell, and I'm at full HP, and he has nothing. So I'm just going to click Sleep Talk twice and then just kick Dragon Tail. I do Dragon Tail there, which is nice, get rid of the Chandelure, and now he has two things which literally cannot touch me, and I have a +5/+5 Goodra. Knockoff does it's all damage. I get Dragon Tail Curse, and I'm at +6/+6. The minus speed I'm not at all worried about, because who cares. He just goes for Stealth Rock. At this point it's GG. I missed a Dragon Tail, which is annoying, but whatever. He goes for Hidden Power. I guess Rock maybe for Pinsir. Dragon Tail doesn't actually do that much to Uxie because it's so bulky and I have no attack investment. Amoonguss Sludge Bombs, I Dragon Tail, that doesn't chunk to Amoonguss, brings him back out into Uxie. I'm just going to keep clicking Dragon Tail. Goes for Signal Beam, doesn't do very much at all. Dragon Tail takes out the Uxie, and now we just have Amoonguss left. It cannot touch me, so he gets paralyzed there, not that mattered. Go for Dragon Tail, brings him out 10%, and yeah, this is the game. Again, I 6-0 someone. So, the moment, I guess this is kind of looking good for the All-Star Invitational, but, you know, no, I can't get arrogant. It was a pretty good battle there, Slyroh. I like the Clear Smog Chandelure, but Scarfed Clear Smog is risky. I guess it was to deal with Superior, but honestly, Superior wasn't the most threatening thing against your team. Obviously, I mate Gudra here was, and I'm just going to stop the music. In any case, guys, thanks for watching, and again, links in the description for NoPauseTourneys, and details of when the next All-Star Invitational is going to be. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next upload.